What's up, guys? Saddle setup. Got about a dozen sits in this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I did videos in the past, kind of shying away from it, but after a few sits and some help, man, it's helping. This is sweet. Stay tuned. Remember this. With this saddle stuff, there's ropes, there's little things, there's so many little things that I don't want to leave out that I'm experiencing with this stuff. And sometimes one or two of them little things will frustrate a new person to this, and will turn them off from saddle hunting, and that's what happened with me for a while, and discovering just a little, like even the tether adjustments and the bridge adjustments, the ring of steps is huge to me. It's huge. If I ramble on about a lot of the little things, I'm sorry, but you know what? I believe it's important to get a lot of them little things out there so people know what's going on. All right, I climbed a tree. I got my safety lineman's belt on. Always be safe. Always try to have, you know, 3 points of contact, and try to be tied off to the tree. And this is key too. You got to know where your tether is in comparison with your bridge. And I use a Kong duck, which is phenomenal. It's like a rope man for this oak block stuff. Highly recommended. So you really need to figure out where your comfort point is, where your tether height is. Not everybody's the same. Everybody's going to say, "Oh, put it by your eyes or put it by your forehead." I'm right by the brim of my cap. Then I come down, and then I make sure my bridge is where I got my bridge marked, is where it's at, and it's right where it's at. It's at the spot where I want it. What I do now, I'm hooked up in 2 points. I know this is kind of beginnerish, but it's very important where you put stuff on here, because like I said earlier, the little things are turning guys off because they're not getting comfortable. So I know my tether has to be right here. I know my bridge has to be this long, and I know where my Kong duck needs to be, where I can sit down into the saddle and be comfortable. So that has to be, usually it's right around my chin at first, and then when I loosen this up, sit back, then I can loosen it up a little more. Now it's around my chin, and I feel like that's a little too much. Now I feel like I'm sitting down into the saddle. So you can sit. I'm in. This is it, man. This is my spot. Now this is the sweet spot. I am in my sweet spot. I can swing around the tree. Steps. You know, I can shoot all the way around, and I'm really sitting down into it. And these were knee pads. Really are important, because if you're going to stand like this, your knees are going to be against the tree. You need really good padding for your knee pads to do this. Once again, if you're coming from that way, I'm not all the way out like this. I don't have my platform on this side, so I know everybody feels more comfortable to shoot like this, but you're out in the open like that. So I'm kind of offset, like I said, not totally behind a tree, but my steps are lined up where I can get behind the tree. Now I'm behind a tree, and I'm using my leverage with my knees and my feet. I'm hiding behind a tree. Usually what I've been doing too is I've been letting a little bit of slack out, maybe 3 inches, and I've been really sitting back into it, like almost, see how I'm leaning away from the tree. My bow's right here, and I got deer coming. So now I can really swing, and I got clearance with my bow. I'm gonna tell you right now, my big ass can do this, anybody can. I can swing around, of course you wouldn't swing around that close, that fast. But if I got a shot over here to this side, say I got a deer coming down, comes down that hill and comes right in front of me, I got 2 options. I don't know why you would go this way, but you can. You could. I could shoot them like this. Now remember, I'm shooting right there. Or I could swing around nice and steady, and I'm just going fast for video purposes. Shoot them like that, and that's how I'd shoot them. But this shit is 360, man. There ain't many dead spots in these saddles if you do it right. But some of this stuff you gotta work on, man. You gotta figure out what works best for you. And you can watch all them guys that are great guys, man. Greg Godfrey, the one guy, Jared Schaefer. Dude, them guys been doing this for a long time, man. 6, 7 years. I think Jared's been into it. He kills bucks every year. The Godfrey boy, G2 Outdoors, Ernie Powers, they all own Tethered. And they're gonna tell you, do it this way, do it this way. Look, man, that works for them guys. They're selling saddles. But you gotta find, with this stuff, what works for you. Not me, you. And right now, this is working for me, and it probably works for a lot of people out there. And a lot of people are gonna probably say, oh, that dumbass, I told him so. That's it, guys, man. I've been really trying to make this saddle stuff work, and you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you, I gotta say, man, it's working for me. I love my stand, like I said 1,000 times before. I'm gonna tell you, man, this saddle, it's growing on me. I like that 11.5 pounds or 11.5 pounds on my back while I'm carrying my bow and I'm looking for hot sign and getting on. I'll take that over 30 pounds any day, or even 25 pounds. But you got to have a lot of these little things figured out to make it work, and that's just going to take you time in a tree, you know, and experience. So get out there, try to borrow one, mess with it on the weekends or whenever you can, you know, out in the backyard or whatever, and try it, man. If you're interested, go try it. Don't go out and buy a big saddle and a platform and a bunch of crap and spend $500-600 and you never sat in one. Don't do it, man. And don't let these guys talk you into it either, because you go online in some of these forums, they're like car salesmen, man. Borrow one, or go over to a buddy's house that uses one and try his for a little bit. Say, yo, man, let me come over and check that saddle out, man. Show me some stuff about it. And you got to play with them ropes in your bridge. To me, there's 4 most important things that help me and is making me this grow on me every day, and more I hunt like this, the more and more I'm liking it. Is, of course, I like the platform, but the addition of the steps, the strap-on steps, the ring of steps, along with a platform, is really nice. And now that I can figure out where my tether is, where my bridge needs to be, and where that Prusik knot or your Kong rope man or Kong duck needs to be in between the knot at the tree and your bridge, that's key, man. And then you gotta, and another thing is you need good knee pads, man. Really good, durable knee pads that are padded very well, because you're gonna spend a lot of time with them knees up against here. Or you could put your feet on here, but your knees are still gonna be up there. So that's it, man. It's hunting time now. This is it. This is my progress in my tree saddle stuff. So remember, what works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. So keep keep that in mind too. So stay tuned. More videos coming out. We got 3 months of hunting season, so I'm trying to get some footage. I've been skunked the last couple times, but no, last week I had a tough week last week, man. And the video before this video, check it out. It's about a public land. I went in there and tried to stack a few hunts in an area, and come to find out, I was like really puzzled why I wasn't seeing anything, or even seeing that buck that is living there and making all that sign. And I'm like, what is going on? So watch the video I posted before this. I think it's called Public Land Madness, and you'll see why. It's pretty cool, but it's just something we got to deal with on public ground. So once again, thanks for your support. Appreciate you watching, man. Throw that like up there, and spread the word, share, subscribe, and like to the Buckside.